much, Richard Thompson? It's a sealed promo.
Oh, then it's out of my price range.
It's on the wall. It's not for you.
I never look up there because I know it's not for me.
That's where I got. That's where I got my Black Train Jack record. That's why I'm looking. I'm on the left. David Joe.
$4 too.
$4.
Where's the Buster Poindexter?
Never Buster Poindexter.
Another Emmylou.
Another Emmylou. Another Emmylou. It's for a friend. Also for a friend. This is the goddamn gem. This is the gem find of the day.
Found by whom?
Chris.
There you go.
Yes. Sergeant Pepper knew my father.
I know what you like.
Sonic Youth, Billy Bragg, covering Sergeant Pepper. Beautiful thing. And Complete Madness, because you just need it every once in a while.
$8?
Probably too much.
Yeah, I think I paid $2 for mine.
I already have it, too.
Is that right?
For somebody
Oh,
else.
well,
yes.
you know, you gotta be a nice guy.
Be nice.
That's all right.
That's what I got.
We got stooges on the wall for Alan. I'm trying to tell him, if you're a Long Islander, not that I'm saying we're...
It's mandatory.
It's mandatory. And Tasty is like the best one.
Tasty's their album. It's their second album. It's a great album. It has the original, not the original, it has the best band of members.
Mm-hmm.
John Gatto is still playing guitar. He's works for Gretsch Guitar now.
They played in Farmingdale.
He played everywhere.
They played everywhere on the island.
Somewhere right now.
They're playing at their house.
They're kids. Peppy died 2 years ago.
That's right.
But his son, Gino, leads the band with his other son, Stefan. And there's no real members in it anymore, but they just carry the name on. And they just put out another album last year.
There we go, Tom.
Nice. This album has gotten me through so many tough times.
It's changed your life?
It's changed my life.
Yeah, I'm more of a Sonospheres 2 guy.
Yeah. Omaha forever, ever. Omaha. Omaha, baby.
Isn't it?
They were signed, well, the first album was on Cap Records. This originally was put out on Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they wanted to do their follow-up album, they wanted Flo and Eddie to produce them.
Mm-hmm.
And Warner Brothers was suing Flo and Eddie at the time for contract breach. So they released this album produced by Flo and Eddie on Passport, an independent label.
Right. All right, Joe. So Jeetles isn't here,
Nope, not in today.
so I figured I want to see the real Beatles stuff.
Yeah?
The stuff that, you know, you don't show him.
No, we got a honey hole he has no idea about.
Where is it?
I don't know. Should I tell you? Oh, I'll show you. Come on.
All right.
This is a section Jeetles never goes in here.
The Hip Hop Honey Hole.
Hip Hop Honey Hole.
Sure.
And the logic tells you Beatles, B. Let's go. Back. It's buried really good. But there we go. Shrink wrap seal.
4 sharp corners.
Oh, hell yeah.
Look
This
at that.
I think he's looking for this, but you know, you can have this today if you want. I'll pull it out. Shrink wrap sealed, corners. Oh, this is one of those old bags from 1964.
Yeah.
Shrink, sealed, German, white vinyl, UK.
Lovely.
It's like that. Yeah, he's never seen this.
Yeah.
It's hidden out. Great sound. Shrink wrap, early number, no letter prefix, no ringware.
That's like the pride and joy of the whole place.
I think so. You know, Pride and Joy is coming. Seal Dylan. He loves Dylan, so we had to honey hole this.
On Corvettes. Oh,
Yep.
that alone.
Sealed. I put your cover. Now I gotta hide that. You can't see that. Shrink wrapped Elvis in Memphis. I think he wants this really bad. You need it?
I do, actually.
That's yours.
Awesome.
Shrink wrap Elvis. I mean, yeah, this honey hole in the hip hop section. Jeetles has no idea about it. This is where you go.
Best place to hide something? Right in front of somebody.
Right in front of him.
Perfect.
Yeah, he'll go through every section. He'll go through every bin.
He sees hip hop. He doesn't read the rest.
Nah. He just goes by like a hip hop.
Then they did Rat City in Blue on an independent, which if you look at the sleeve, I took about 20 of the pictures on it.
Is that right?
Yeah. I've seen them about 300 times.
And the Rags to Riches album, I remember it being in Titus Oaks up on the wall for years, and it sold for like I don't know, maybe because it was super limited or whatever, but it sold for like $40 back in the 80s.
Yeah, the original pressing was also on an independent label. It was on Rat City Records.
So what do you got here, Joe?
Well, I just got these in today. They're kind of scarce. Joan Jett came in during the tail end of 8-tracks, so these never come too often. They're really rare, very rare.
Tom, you
I
kind of
love
like
Joan Jett.
You love Joan Jett?
I love Runaways, Joan Jett, the whole thing. I love all of it.
All right, so I'll hook you up with these.
Absolutely. Thank you.
They actually played at Cobo Hall in Detroit. They were huge in Detroit. They played at the Nassau Coliseum here with Styx as an opening act.
How about any trip back home? Definitely, pastrami is the thing. Tom, Rob in Boston will be watching this, and I wanted to make sure he saw your Wu-Tang Morrissey shirt.
Slums of Shaolin,
Sweet.
Slums of Salford, Greater Manchester.
All right, everybody. So I'm back from my trip, seeing my niece get her christening done. So let's show you what I got at Joe, Mr. Mayo's record store. But first, I did get some VCLT. This was from Thom, who was in the video. Walt Disney World, the Hall of Presidents, in the shrink, 4 sharp corners. Look at that, $4. There's a book in there. So, you know, who the hell would ever buy this? So this has got to be one of the rarest Disneyland records, probably. You know, and it's from Disney too. I'm gonna do my best to hold on to that price sticker. $5.98 originally. That sold for $4. So Tom, thank you. And Tom handed me a bunch of 45s. He said, David, weekly rations. VC member. He hasn't been making too many videos. He makes some every year, but he's been busy with family life. Sent along 45s and all kinks. So we got Dave, Death of a Clown Davies, along with Love Me Till the Sunshine. So great Dave 45. Dave, I like Dave songs almost better than Ray songs, to be honest with you. And boom, Rats and 8-Man. And you know, this is actually the first, I think, record to have the adapter. Maybe the one that Bo sent that I accidentally said Peter sent. Peter didn't send me any Kings 45s. Bo did. Maybe that one actually has one of these UK insert, you know, pressing things. But if not, I don't know. Anyway, back to what I was saying. And we got Come Dancing, the best song from the Kinks in the 80s. Zach, the Zeke Geek, he sent along some records. I sent him some records. And then he said in his bin he had some records to give away, and I was interested in. So I gave him a list. I'm like, you know, pick one of the records, and he sent 3 of them. And VC is always so generous. Spirit's first album. This is great. The cover freaks me out, I'll be honest with you. This is the one that's got the song that Led Zeppelin may or may not have ripped off. Taurus by Randy California. I think it's damn similar. I think he unintentionally did take it, but Gree Gree by Dr. John. I didn't know if it was Gris Gris or Gree Gree. Zach corrected me. He said it's Gree Gree. This is a 180-gram repress. Don't care about that, of course. But, you know, what a neat Atco record label. I've never seen that Atco record label. I don't know if that was the original and they did it for the reissue, or was that just something they did to make it look nice. And Phil Oakes, Pleasures of the Harbor. So this is Phil Oakes had kind of a tragic story, which was written up by Mark Ditch, Glass Orchid Aftermath. When Mark had a zine, he had a whole story about Phil Oakes. Now, what did I pick up when I was at Joe, Mr. Mayo's record store? By the way, Joe, the record store owner, I believe he gave me a discount. He was ringing up stuff, and what he was ringing up was not adding up. So that was so nice of him. He didn't need to do that. I did tell him that I loved his record store. It's the my favorite record store. So when I go back home, it's not so stressful or anything like that, because I know I get to visit Thom and that record store. And that record store, honestly, has got some of the greatest underpriced records. He prices them to move, and he cleans all of them, or sometimes makes Joe, Mr. Mayo, clean them. So we got Fairport Convention Unhalf-Breaking. This is a reissue. I don't know if it's from the 70s, but on Carthage Records. But still, This, along with Legion Leaf, are the greatest Fairport Convention albums. So this really has a sailor's life, which Sandy Denny, if you're not in love with her voice, I don't want to talk to you. I've been on a Rockpile kick lately. The band Rockpile had Nick Lowe and Dave Edmunds, and they were Rockpile before they were Rockpile. Their contracts actually prevented them from releasing records as Rockpile. So Pure Pop for Now People or Jesus of Cool, that album is mostly a Rockpile album, and Labor of Lust is completely a Rockpile album. It's just called Nick Lowe. And same is true with these albums. With Dave Edmunds' 4 tracks on Wax, this is completely a Rockpile album. Nick Lowe's on it, and Dave Edmunds. Same thing with Dave Edmunds' Get It. Both of those are on the Swan Song label. So if you love Zepp, well, you can go ahead and stare at a Swan Song. I met Alan Noodleman. He's in the video. I played around with the editing. And Alan is a VC member only on Facebook. First thing I asked him is, what did people eat? Noodles. His nickname was Noodles. And if I was a kid, I would have called him Noodles in school. So Noodles picked up a Love Sculpture album, and when I was in the bins, I found this Love Sculpture album. So it's the singles A and B on Harvest. This is a UK press, and for $5. So of course you do know the lead song, "I Hear You Knocking." But Joe, the record store owner, I told him that. By the way, these 2 albums were the ones I was like, I had in my head, I must get these, and the owner had them, $4 each, right? The other one, I said, if he has got this album, I would like it. I asked the owner, he's like, well, I've got a copy that's not so great. I said, I've got the little computer that can make things sound fine. It's fine. I'll take it all the way down to a VG minus. He's like, well, I got this one. It's all right. I'll charge you $5 for it. From Elvis in Memphis, in the Shrink. This is a VG plus. No, it's a near minus mids. The worst thing it's got is a large paper scuff, but that will not affect the play on this. I swear to you. It is a later pressing because it's on thicker vinyl. I would imagine the original would have been on Dynaflex. I don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure. Doesn't matter to me. This is what I wanted. And the only thing that would make this a perfect album, which the 80s reissue called the Memphis Record, is it? Or 1969 Year in Review or something like that. That record has got the single Suspicious Minds. If this thing just had Suspicious Minds, this would be one of the most perfect albums ever. Picked up VCLT. I know Bo was looking for these records. I'm sending them off to him. At least I think he was looking for Equinox 276 and a Rough Mix with Ronnie Lane. As you know, he's a big Small Faces fan, and this is really half of a Ronnie Lane album. This is a reissue. It's on an MCA Rainbow. That is fine for Bo because it's a gift. So I probably shouldn't have said the price, but I wanted you to know how cheap the record store record prices are. And odds and sods. So this is a great odds and sods. It's got B-sides and unreleased stuff that ended up. So this is a reissue on MCA. That doesn't bother me. And this is really that period of 69 to 71. Same thing. This is a great album. I actually love Pete's singing more than Rogers. And this is a fantastic album. Who Came First? I sold it when I got the CD. That was a regret. Found it for $276 on the original Track Records silver label. Wonderful. This is a Todd Rundgren is great in theory, but not usually in practice. I only like a few of his albums. You'd think he's great, but something's usually missing. But this is a fantastic album. This is just a covers album, so just sort of like Bowie's covers. And every song on here, he does a fantastic job. Look how nice that is. You can't tell, but it's like on a textured, thick paper to kind of fit Faithful. So it's sort of an off-white album. I think that's also kind of a nod to the Beatles. So again, all covers and great. This is a great album. I don't know an earlier Graham Parker and the Rumor album, but for $276, I'm trying it. This album, I loved it as a kid. The video on MTV, Clues by Robert Palmer. So looking for Clues, I found it at a record show once, and they wanted like $5 for it, I think, and I'm like, I ran out of money anyway. $276. I'm glad to have it. Just like I'm glad to have Big Brother and Holding Company's first album. So Janis Joplin on Mainstream, $2.76. I'm not a huge Big Brother fan, but how could I have passed that up for $2.76? I couldn't. Just like I couldn't pick up Dave Edmunds' Subtle as a Flying Mallet. This is mostly a Rockpile album. Some of it is not. So, yeah. Again, I am Dave Edmunds. All right. A little bit of focus goes a long way, but Hamburger Concerto, this and Moving Waves is probably all you need. I've got Moving Waves. I've got Dutch Masters, the best of. I can give that to somebody now because I have Hamburger Concerto. I've got both of those. Great. This record, I was on the fence. I'm like, oh, I'm starting to spend a lot of money. And plus, these records are heavy to bring on an airplane, you know? But Joe, the record store owner, he said, that's a good record. When I was paying for it, like, I made the right choice. So, Virgil Fox, heavy organ. This is all Bach, but it's done like kind of heavy metal, heavy hard rock organ style. And I knew about this album. It's recorded at the Fillmore East, so I had to definitely get it. I asked Thom, do I need this record? He said, yeah, you do need this record. It's the one Genesis record I didn't have. So it's their self-titled, and it's got That's All, it's got Illegal Alien, so it's definitely 80s pop to the brim, but $2.76 is the right price, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. Bobby T.O., right? He was showing a record, and he was embarrassed because it was commercial. There's a reason why these things sell millions of copies, because they're good. Well, maybe not great, but they're good. So, Genesis. The Happenings, I can't remember what their real hit was, but what a Psych Out. And on Jubilee, so I believe this is probably light psych, but that's okay. Still, kind of a dude man thing? Sure, why not? Cool, $2.76. Everyone loves Buddy Holly. Double, $2.76 on Decca. This is not on MCA. Wonderful. Back to Nick Lowe, Rockpile. So this is recorded right after Rockpile broke up. This is not a Rockpile album, but still, I wanted this album. Cool. All right, now we're to the 99-cent bin, and if the hair is greasy, I love it on Conway Twitty, and I see the want to in your eyes. If you've watched Family Guy, you know how great that song is, and it's got I'm Not Through Loving You Yet, which is kind of Donald Trumpy, I guess. So sure, Rotary Connection. This has Minnie Riperton on it, so Loving You, but that's not on here, obviously. This is more of the 60s 60s sound. This is before she did that. Rotary Connection. This is a great album on Cadet Concept for $1. Kai Winding trombone, so a tromboner. Mikey Bananas has talked about how I talked him into buying Kai. This is great stuff. This is VG minus. It won't matter because how often do you see that? So the Genius After Hours, Ray Charles. You know it. I always tell you, grab any percussion album you can, especially when it's on hard, thick stock like this, because it's going to be exotica, lounge, weirdness, and sweet. And same thing. Command Records, Tony Mottola, String Band, Strum Along. So yeah, and it's got some really weird 20 songs on there too. This should be bizarre. Oh, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Wow, this video is epic. Well, it was an epic trick. What do you want from me? Everybody, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I know this video is a little bit longer than normal, but hopefully there was some gold in here. VC, love you. Take care.